Hello, fellow leggers. Thank you very much for joining us on this journey to the Midlands, where we are at the Belgrade Theatre in Coventry.
I see what you did there, journey. Yes, because we're on a train tonight, guys, with a girl. For Girl on the Train, the UK tour, based on the best-selling international phenomenon novel by Paula Hawkins. So stick around to find out all of our thoughts.
Find out how many stars.
And whether it's break a leg or leg it.
I have heard of Girl on a Train. I know it's a massive book and a massive film,
yeah,
but
you
I've
should
never
have heard
seen
about
it.
I mean, the book sold more than 20 million copies worldwide.
So it's good, right?
The film adaptation by Rachel Wagstaff and Duncan Abel was a box office smash, starring Emily Blunt and Luke Evans. Now, it's the story of a woman whose only escape in life is to watch who she thinks are the perfect couple through the window of her train on her morning commute each day, until one day the woman that she's been watching and fantasizing about goes missing, and she is suddenly a suspect. Everybody's a suspect.
Okay, right, interesting.
Yeah, so in the cast for this is Samantha Womack playing Rachel Watson. Now, on screen, you probably know Sam from Game On, the sitcom from the 90s, which ran for many series on the BBC. I loved Game On. She's also in the Kingsman film series, but she's probably best known for portraying Ronnie Mitchell on EastEnders for many years.
For a long time.
She's also done loads of stage work. She was Nellie Forbush in South Pacific on tour. She was also recently in the Addams Family musical, for which we've got a review for there. So she's got a voice as well. That's exciting, isn't it? Also in the cast is Oliver Farnworth playing Scott Hipwell. Now, he's best known for being Andy Carver on Coronation Street for 3 years. Now, you know how we feel about soap stars sometimes, guys, but he did train at the Bristol Old Vic. So I'm hopeful.
Well,
I really am.
I'm always optimistic. Let's see what happens.
About 2.5 hours, including the 20-minute interval, so stick around to find out our thoughts at the halfway point.
And our thoughts at the end, and find out how many stars.
I'm expecting to be thrilled.
We've come to the interval of the Girl on the Train, which means it's time for the Break-a-Leggers 30-second interval breakdown. Go.
What do you think so far?
I'll go first. It's a very slow, evolving plot. I can see it's interesting. It's full of potential, but the pace is just a little slow. I'm more intrigued than entertained. How about you?
Yeah, me too. I think it's potentially got a long way to go, and at this very moment in time, I think it's sort of middling. I'm not sort of heart in my mouth thriller moment, but I mean, I am interested to see how the story ends up. Sort of feels like a whodunit as much as a thriller. We've got off the train at the other side of this journey, and that journey was The Girl on the Train at the Coventry Belgrade. So let's start with you. What did you think?
I can see why the book was very good. I can see it would make a really good thriller of a film. I think the story is quite clever, how this girl who has nothing to do with this disappearance of this other character suddenly, post the disappearance, comes cleverly embroidered in this tapestry of her life in a way. I think that's quite clever of a concept.
Yeah,
because we've seen this before, this thriller and who it is, but it's the way it's done.
And it did have echoes of The Lovely Bones for me. There was a lot about it that I was thinking, you've got its narration by someone from the afterlife. You've got pieces sort of slipping in that are almost flashbacks from before. And yeah, those concepts are interesting. Wholly original? No, probably not. But was it a worthy stage adaptation? I'm not sure. I didn't feel really enthralled by the characters, you know, by the way that they were shaped by the story. I just felt very one level. I didn't get those moments of, oh my god, what's going to happen next. I think coming from a place where we've both directed psychological thrillers, very, very good ones, I think we can appreciate what it takes to put an audience on the edge of their seat. And I wasn't on the edge of my seat. In fact, I was dipped seat and sunk into my seat for a lot of it.
Yeah, I think the pace of it is just quite almost steady. There's no massive highs or massive lows. It just slowly unfurls, just a real subtle hint of intrigue and interest.
I don't want that from a thriller. I don't want subtlety. I
You
want
to be
those
driven.
moments
You
of
wanna drive
Jesus,
and-
what's going to happen here? And my God, where did that come from? And I don't know what it was, but they were lacking in this piece. I didn't feel like there was any drive.
I could see why it would transpose well to stage in theory, because it's got quite a small core cast.
It does.
Really, you've got the main. I want to say there's only 3 or 4 characters, with a couple of characters
I
in
would say there's
flashback
5
scenes.
main characters.
So
is
as
what
a
I
core
would say.
central cast, it's just a number of scenes between them.
Yes.
So it seems quite easy to transpose.
Yeah,
but it just didn't. And I've got to
I mean,
say,
I lay
figured
the
it out.
responsibility at the
penny,
director's feet for
I don't know
that,
if
for
it's
not being able to
adapters.
get it out.
I don't know if it's adapters, whether it was working with the
Anthony
adaptation
Banks
that
is
they
the
were
director.
given. But yeah, that's where I am with it.
Yes, that's the story. Now into any elements of production that you enjoyed.
Nice use of set,
Yeah.
really.
Set and costume design, James Cotterill, I would say that's definitely worthy of the mention. I would say projection designer. I thought the projections worked in this really, really well to add a sense of movement, especially when we were travelling. They
Yeah.
were used in some really unique ways to sort of give portraits of characters at one point, which I was like, yeah, bloody hell, I love that.
Do you know what I would have wanted more?
Andres Golding.
Okay, I would have wanted more soundscaping,
Okay.
building up some of those tense
Well,
moments.
we had Ben and Max Ringham on sound, who work very much
Oh.
with Jamie Lloyd very often.
And
We've
they do
heard a
great
lot of their
stuff.
work. Yeah,
I'd
but
actually
maybe
what
they
it
were just
was-
busy that week.
The sound seemed to be just linking scenes together and not as a continuous building and accentuating key moments or holding key tension through the scenes.
I think that
there's just real silence.
Maybe again that was the director using it in the wrong places for you. Who knows?
Possibly.
Let's go
I
on
don't know.
to performances. So, performances, let's start with Adam Jackson Smith in the role of Tom Watson, the ex-husband of the main character. They sort of,
Yep.
and what I would say for his character is he does have probably, I mean, I don't want to give too much away. I don't want to
nice journey, is
spoil
that what
it.
you're gonna say?
Yeah, but I was going to say
think they all have
he
journeys.
has to underplay it hugely at the beginning in order to get a sort of payoff that he needs.
I thought he was fine. Yeah, he was good.
Great.
I was
fine. Yeah,
safe
he was
in his
going
hands.
for fine.
Yeah.
Fine and safe. Well done.
Within this piece that is steady, I
Yeah.
don't know how much you can push it apart from when you get to key moments. And if they're far and in between, you're going to get nothing that's else other than you did a
Fine.
good job. Yeah.
Naeem Hayat as the therapist, Kamal Abdik.
How did you think he did?
Thought he was fine and safe.
Well then,
Let's go.
hypocrite over there,
let's
Legus
go
Simon.
I'm just using your
did a
words.
good
That's
job.
all.
Well, find some of your own.
Great. Kirsty Oswald, who I did really enjoy as Megan, actually, the missing character.
She's got some really nice stuff
Yeah,
to
she
work
does,
with.
and she delivered that so well. I really enjoyed
Again,
her
actually,
pieces.
considering she's got such small part,
Yeah,
but
she
her
stood out a
moments
lot
are
for
moments
me.
of drama. Again,
Yeah.
when I guess she stands out because she had those small snippets of flashback of those heightened drama moments,
Yeah.
which were far and few and in between. But she stood out because of that, because she got to do something that was beyond the mundane.
Absolutely. John Dougal as D.I. Gaskell. If there was a Breaker
I loved
Leggers
him.
Award for the pronunciation of murder, I think that's a directorial masterpiece, getting a Scottish guy to say murder a lot, because, I mean, that's what you want, right?
Actually, I really liked him. I thought he
Yeah.
was really funny
I mean-
and at the same time really dry. He really
His
adds something.
his credits are pages and pages long. He's clearly someone of
is
a
he?
lot of experience,
Yeah.
and I could feel that. He was the safest pair of hands by a country mile on that stage for me. Most enjoyable performance, I would say, with his. Beautifully layered, and the fact that he's a gay character, but it's not explicitly said.
That was a bit of a curveball, but really
like
subtly
that.
played. Yeah, I love that.
Oliver Farnworth as Scott Hipwell, the husband of the missing character. Eye candy, I would say.
Also, again, in safe hands for what he had to do. That steady roll.
Great.
Nice steady stuff.
And Sam Womack,
I
the biggest draw here.
really enjoyed her performance.
Okay.
I don't know what you
wasn't
thought.
bothered.
No, I really enjoyed the naivety of the character and how she played that. Like, how is she ending up in these places? She doesn't know. She isn't a heroine. She isn't an obvious detective. She's just curious. And I liked the underplay of that natural curiosity. And again, having seen her for years in EastEnders, this is very far from just that stereotypical acting that I'd imagine her to do. I thought she was great.
Screen soap opera acting.
I really liked it. Beautifully underplayed, but I believed she was that character in those moments. So
good to know. Good to know.
I thought she did great.
So let's wrap it up. For the girl on the train out on a UK tour, maybe stopping off at a city near you, we are going to give 3
stars
I
for this
think
piece.
you're right. Safe, steady. It's a train. It's not a ghost train of a thrill ride, is it?
It's not a roller coaster.
It's more of a, like a Thames Valley Steam Railway, the Severn Valley Steam Railway. It sort of just chudders along, and you get to look out the window at times, and it's nice. But it didn't thrill me. I wasn't on the edge of my seat. In fact, I was putting my feet on the seat and being told off by the conductor.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, having not known or not seen The Girl on the Train, even though it's been a fantastic book, an acclaimed book and film. It's new to me. I enjoyed seeing what all the fuss was about, and I can see that in some certain ways it's quite interesting. Nice concept, but as a dramatical piece on stage, it was steady.
Yeah, it's steady, guys. I mean, perhaps if you really love thrillers and you're interested because you've read the book and seen the film, and you're more probably curious about what they're going to do with it on stage, then just come and see how it's been put on.
I don't know though, because this is almost like a bit of a mousetrap. It's a whodunit. It's a modern day classic whodunit, and it keeps you guessing. You're pointing the finger at many people throughout, and I think once you've read the book or seen the film, it's gone.
Okay.
So I don't know what you would get from seeing it on stage. Am I wrong? Comment below.
Yeah, let us
if
know.
you know this already. Did you still enjoy the stage adaptation?
Yeah.
Because I think the joy for me was actually just seeing the story unfold. But hey, that's just what I think.
And it's just what I think. It's what you think that matters. So let us know if you want to see more of us hitting the road. Maybe driving rather than on the train. Hit subscribe. Please let us know that you are there. We are the Break a Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.